I am Batman. Average Sniper.
Hey, what's up guys? Average Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you a Call of Duty Blackout video. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments section. Before the video even gets started, or halfway through the video, or even after the video, I really want to see you guys in the comments saying what you like about Blackout, how much you play Blackout, whether or not you're a fan of both Blackout and PUBG, just pretty much anything you have to say, but especially on the topic of what you think Blackout did right. Cannot wait to read those comments from you guys. Now, yesterday, I made a video talking about what PUBG did right, because I felt like there were just too many negative videos out there about what PUBG could do better, or just trash talking PUBG. And today I want to do the same thing for Blackout, because if you know me, you know that I am a fan of both games. I love PUBG for what it is, and I also now love Blackout for what it is. I wasn't sure if I was going to, since I haven't been a big Call of Duty fan for several years, but I really do love both of the games. So here I would like to kind of talk about what Blackout did right, and maybe give it a little bit of a comparison to PUBG. And today we'll mostly be talking about Blackout on console, Xbox One X, and PS4 Pro. Alright, so the very first thing I think that Blackout did right was optimization. Now, regardless of whether or not you're a big fan of Call of Duty games, one thing that is hard to argue is that Call of Duty developers are not masters at optimizing games for console. They are masters at making games run great on console. I'm pretty sure my Xbox 360 was pulling in about 60, probably between 40 and 60 frames per second for these Call of Duty games over the years. So when I started playing PUBG at 30 frames or less, I was a little disappointed by that. So that is the very first thing I think. Not only the frames per second, but just how smooth the game runs on console. Now, of course, there are bugs whenever a game first comes out, and there are currently some bugs in Blackout, but they're not game-breaking bugs. So I think they did a really good job optimizing Blackout for console. Another thing I enjoy is faster lobby times. I do not like to wait a whole minute after the lobby fills up for the game to start, mainly because I'm salty because I just got killed by somebody in the last match and I'm ready to get back into the next match and take out my anger on some unsuspecting noobs. So I hate waiting in lobbies for matches to start. I'm a big fan of the way Fortnite does it, and basically how it kicks the game off a few seconds after the lobby fills up. And Call of Duty doesn't exactly do that, but they do a pretty good job of getting you back into the game pretty fast after you win or lose the last match. Faster gameplay. I really like how fast the gameplay is. Over the years, Call of Duty has kind of adapted from a semi-realistic shooter to an arcade-style shooter. I guess it's been an arcade-style shooter for quite a while now, actually, and they carry that into Blackout. They didn't try to be anything that they weren't. They didn't try to, change anything. So it's much faster gameplay than PUBG, which I actually like, and I think that's a good thing, because you have a choice now. Do you want to have slower, longer gameplay, more realistic movement with PUBG, or do you want the faster arcade type of gameplay? I honestly like both, and it just depends on what I'm in the mood for. So the fact that they stayed true to this and made the gameplay in Blackout, the movement and how fast the gunfights are pretty much the same as in multiplayer, aside from, how you have better health in Blackout and the vests and everything, I think that's a really good thing. The gameplay overall is just faster and more arcade-like than PUBG. Now, the aiming system. The aiming system in Call of Duty, I think, is excellent, and it is an aiming system that doesn't cater to only pro players. Of course, you can be a pro player. There are tons of Call of Duty pro players, but that doesn't mean that a casual player can't come in and start having a good time. A lot of my friends were turned off of PUBG because of how difficult it was to get used to the aiming system. And I do like in Call of Duty, how the aiming system is just easy to adapt to. It feels so much smoother. And yes, there is aim assist in it. Call of Duty has always had aim assist. I have nothing against that. I think that actually helps make close quarters fights more realistic. That's another point that can be argued over and over again, though, so I don't want to get too into that. But I do think the aiming system in Call of Duty is one of the better parts of the game. So I'm really happy about the aiming system. I think that's one thing that they did really good. The match time, and we're not talking about lobby loading times now, we're talking about how long the match is. They keep their matches between like 18 to 22 minutes, and I think 22 minutes would pretty much only be if it's like the very final push of blue. But I really enjoy how the play zone starts shrinking, and the timer for the next play zone gets shorter and shorter, just like in PUBG, but even more so in Blackout. The games are much faster, and it does make for more enjoyable gameplay when you're a player like me that likes to mainly go for kills and then play more conservatively in the top 10 and go for that win. I really like how on the last circle of blue it doesn't make you wait 2 or 3 minutes before it closes in and there's no space left, which forces all the enemy players that are hiding out into the open for that final gunfight. And here's one thing that might be, I don't know, arguable. I like how Blackout copied PUBG's concept. Just shamelessly copied it. They stayed true to their own gameplay, their own gun mechanics, and they added their own tweaks. But they took the concept that PUBG did, and they said, this is very successful. It's a gameplay style. It's not a game, so it's not copyrighted. We can take this, and we can make our own, and we can probably do it better. I'm pretty sure that's what went through the developers' minds when they were researching whether or not they could get away with making this Battle Royale game mode, which I think Battle Royale game mode should not be copyrighted, and anybody, should be able to make a game that includes Battle Royale. But they basically took the Battle Royale concept from PUBG, saw how good it was doing, and implemented it into their game, and it's been a huge success. So regardless of whether they got the idea from PUBG or not, I think it was a very smart move for them to create Battle Royale mode in the form of Blackout. That is a good thing. And then last but not least, the wingsuits. I love the wingsuit parachuting. I always think, if I were to make my own Battle Royale, how would I make people start? I don't want to copy PUBG with the plane. I don't want people to magically just spawn in anywhere. I don't want people just falling out of the air. The wingsuit idea was awesome. And it's not that original of an idea, because you could probably just have a couple people sitting around a table before you came up with it. But I didn't come up with it, And when I found out there was wingsuits in Blackout, I was like, oh man, this is crazy. You can jump out of the plane and pretty much wingsuit to wherever you want. So, and last but not least, I like how they made Blackout first person. Not that I have anything against first person or third person. I just don't like how creating two different game modes like that splits the community and creates toxicity and makes it harder to find lobbies for people that enjoy one game mode or the other. So the fact that they have one first person mode and not a third person mode, I think that's a big thumbs up for Blackout right there. That's what I like about Blackout. Quick recap, the optimization, faster lobby times, faster gameplay, the aiming system, the match time, how they copied PUBG's concept, and the wingsuits. And I would love to hear from you guys in the comments what you think Blackout did right, and if you are a fan of Blackout, PUBG, or both. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you on the next video or the next stream. Later.